this because it's a little... Okay, so I'm going to be using the Fortune Oracle, the Life Happens deck. Then I have Tarot, just going to provide some clarification, and also Moonology and any messages of love cards if I feel inclined to use it. I already did the spread. I started setting my intention for the reading, and I would love for you to see it, but you can't. You can't see it. So the first card that we got from the Fortune Oracle is Phoenix 25. Be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. So some of you have undergone some sort of experience that has probably caused you to transform in some way, or it's having you be more aware of what changes you need to be making. In what ways can you ascend? In what ways can you transform your life, transform yourself, transform your environment, or transform any part of your life, in any area of your life? How can you improve it in some way? And what situations do you need to be the better person, the bigger person, or do you need to rise above any situation? So it could be anything. But then the next card we have is Unity, a time of divine understanding, renewal, peace, and hope. You radiate and attract great love. So with this, whatever transformation you may have undergone, or you're undergoing, or you may be undergoing this weekend, the next 72 hours, whatever you see this reading, it's timeless. It's whatever changes you feel inclined to make, or any transformations that have happened over a certain period of time. It's going to be bringing you into union with somebody. It could be something or someone. But then the next card we have, and that is 34, Unity. Then we have Wish 35. Your heart's desire is ready to come true. So it's like whatever transformation you're undergoing or have undergone, it's going to bring love. It's going to allow you to come into partnership with someone. And this could be like a wish come true for you, I could go into the deck, but I kind of want to keep this reading short because I think I want to try to do a reading for Pisces, but I'll see how it goes. I want to see how this flows. But that's why I got the cards out while I was setting the intention. These cards came out for the next 72 hours for the collective. This is looking like a love reading so far. Oh, and the bottom of the deck of the Fortune Oracle, we have the card 11, Flowers. Be generous, success, and emotional fulfillment are yours. So wish, fulfillment, success, getting flowers. Some of you may be getting flowers. Some of you may be getting pink flowers. These look like Gerber daisies. Look like daisies. I could be wrong. But then with the Life Happens deck, which is so interesting, is that it's your time. And that card came under the Phoenix card. It's your time to change. So if some of you haven't undergone some sort of transformation in your life, it's now time to do so. I don't want to be like, oh, we only have this many days left in the year of 2025. And no, you have to take time to reflect. Are there any things that you want to change or transform in your life before the year ends? Because next year is going to be a 1 year. It's like a brand new beginning. But what do you want to bring with that brand new beginning? Do you want to bring heartache? Do you want to bring stress, discord? Do you want to bring drama? Do you want to bring karma? Anything. What do you want to leave behind? It may be your time to leave those things behind. I didn't even get a chance to check the audio, so I hope it's fine. Let's see. I meant to do that, but I just wanted to get started with this reading. But let me listen to it. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, I'm good. All right. So let me take this off too. Just lower that. I want to put music on. I have to have music, and it's nice music, relaxing music. It sets the vibe. It sets the tone for me as a reader. Okay, so it's your time. It's your time to make changes. It's your time to think about what areas in your life do you want to transform. It could even be what ways you want to transform the way you look. I'm looking at my hair, sorry. And then we have the card Unity came with underneath it was masculine energy. So some of you may resonate with being a masculine energy, or you are going to be meeting up with a masculine energy. You may be partnering, uniting with and I wanted to say reuniting. So that may resonate with some of you, but you may be uniting with the masculine energy. And it says a time of divine understanding, renewal, peace, and hope. You radiate and attract great love. With this, it's like whatever changes you're undergoing, it's causing you to become magnetic. It's causing you to attract suitors, and you're possibly going to be attracting the person that you're looking for, the person that you would like to come into union with, you know, masculine energy. Could be, and we all embody masculine energy. It's just we have, some of us may have more than the other. Now with the Wish card, it says risk, opportunity, safety, signs. So you may be seeing certain signs, certain synchronicities. You may be seeing certain characteristics about a possible masculine energy, and it could be a feminine with a masculine bodies of masculine energy, you know what I mean? Or masculine who bodies of feminine, but it's still masculine, you know what I mean? So please take it as it resonates, right? So you may be seeing certain signs and synchronicities. If you're being very careful and you're looking at the details, you'll know when to avoid certain risks and certain, know when it's safe to go forward, when you have the green light to move forward. With this particular person, you will know when it's the right time because you will see the sign. You will know when it's the right time because you will see the sign. Everybody has their own signs. Certain, it could be animals, it could be numbers, it could be like certain imagery or something, that will indicate that whoever this person may be who's coming towards you, that you may be uniting with within the next 72 hours. And this will not resonate with everybody because, wow, if everybody could unite with the right person within the next 72 hours and then to be a happily ever after, that would be amazing for all of us, right? I'm not including myself in this reading, but, sometimes, you want to be included. So that'd be really nice too for me. I don't want to feel left out. But what's interesting is at the bottom of the deck, and when I went to move this deck to like get everything in order, the card that was like basically at the top was love. And that I saw that by mistake. So somebody is going to be certain steps. They're going to be taking certain steps towards you. And you and this person may possibly meet in the middle, But at the bottom of the deck, wow, this card was flipped over. Why? That's interesting. Some of you may be questioning or may have questioned why you haven't met anybody, why you have continued to meet the same types of energies, and why haven't you met the right person for you? But possibly the reason why is that there are certain things that you need to change. Or this is a question you may have asked before you've seen or made any sort of transformation in your life, But like I was going to say, longing at the bottom of the deck. So I'm gonna take this Y card because some of us, and I'm including myself because I am a human being, sometimes we asks, sometimes we ask, why do I keep needing the same energy? Why, what is wrong? Sometimes it's us, we keep attracting the same energy because we keep putting out the same energy that vibrates with those people that we're not wanting, so there's something that needs to level up. There's something that you need to ascend from in order to kind of match the energy of the person that you really do want, who matches your frequency, or matches the frequency that you want, because sometimes you may want something that's a little bit above your pay grade, but in order to, you're going to have to save up a little, in a way. So I'm using that as a metaphor, But, sometimes you gotta, in order to match whatever it is that you want, you're gonna have to make some changes within yourself. Sometimes we have certain past energies, experiences, traumas, pains, hurts, baggage that kind of keeps us at a lower frequency so that we can't rise above to the level of person we want, and it's vice versa, Also, it could, it's just a matter of like understanding how worthy you are, but also wanting a partner that deserves to have you. Because yes, we deserve better, but we also want a partner that deserves us. And I'm getting this from Baba Jolie's Scorpio reading. I really, really love that reading. I really love what she said about you want someone who deserves you, especially if you're someone who can give and offer so much. And, all of us, we have different capabilities and different capacities. But if we're at a higher frequency and we're being positive and we're showing our best self and being our best self, then Of course, we're going to match people who match us, right? So with this is longing. This could be something that you've been longing for. There could be someone who's longing for you. This could be another person that's trying to rise up in some way so that they can match you, so they can unite with you, so that you can be like, this union could be a wish come true. But it's a matter of being aware of the signs, and everybody has different signs. So we have the number 11, 25, 34, and 35. 11, it could be a month, it could be a day. It could be your birthday. It could be, that number may be significant to you. It could be your life path number. It's a master number. 25, your birthday, you could be 25 years old. You could be 34 or 35 years old, right? Or those 25 could be the day you were born, or it could just be a date. You could be a birth date or just a date. Possible dates you can meet somebody. The 11th, 25th. 34, that could be your age. It could be a number in your phone number. It could be your it can't be your birthday unless you were, the 7th or the 8th, 34 and 35, 7 or 8, maybe significant. Yeah. 7 is chariot, 8 is strength. So Cancer and Leo, maybe significant. Yeah, 7, 7. Yeah, Cancer. And then 11, I believe that's the Wheel of Fortune. Unless that's Justice. I think it's Wheel of Fortune or Justice, those cards. Okay. So let's see what else we can find out. Tell us about the Phoenix and It's Your Time. Let's do a separate spread. A 3-card spread. Let's see what comes out. Can you tell us more about this, Angel Spirit Guides? Let me do a better shuffle. What else does the collective need to know about the next 72 hours? Whatever comes out may resonate with the reading that I've just did with the Oracle cards, or maybe a separate message. What does the collective need to know at this time? These cards fell over. What message does the collective need to know at this time for the next 72 hours as it relates to them? What messages do they need to know at this time for the highest and greatest good? For the highest and greatest good. Empress, Wheel of Fortune, which is 10, and Queen of Swords. 4 of Wands. Okay. It's interesting. We have clocks here, and the Wheel of Fortune kind of looks like a clock too. Things are changing. There is some sort of change that's happening, or it's time to make a change. It's time to make a change. You need to get clear on what exactly it is that you want, and cut out anything that doesn't serve you with the Queen of Swords, because the Queen of Swords is someone who is honest, has integrity, who is truthful, she's intelligent, she's funny, she's, very intellectual, logical. So if some of you are wanting to embody the Empress energy, or you're wanting to attract an Empress energy, you need to change certain aspects of yourself, that lend to becoming an Empress, or attracting an Empress. If you are a masculine energy, you resonate with this, you may need to be a bit more assertive, because the Queen of Swords is someone who is also assertive, as well as the King of Swords. So Empress is Libra, Taurus. Queen of Swords is the air signs. Libra, I can't remember them, Gemini and Aquarius. So some of you just need to be a little bit more discerning, or maybe some of you need to be a little bit more, like if you're a feminine energy, You may need to change maybe your approach in some way, because the Empress is someone who's soft, who's caring and loving. She also is has the aspects of a Queen of Swords. But if some of you are coming with the energy of being a Queen of Swords, that may scare certain energies away. But that could be a good thing, because we don't want weak people. We want people who have integrity, who can stand on their 10 toes. Also, the Empress may need to do that as well. If she hasn't been, then maybe it's something that she needs to do, be a bit more assertive. But then you want to attract someone who's honest, who can match the energy, who can be just as smart as you, who can be just as funny, who can be just as honest, who can be just as integral, someone who doesn't play games and is very straightforward, no candy coating, sugar coating, nothing like that. It shoot from the, what they call it, they shoot from the hip, very straightforward type of energy. But that could be the energy that you need to be embodying, being a little bit more assertive, or it could be something that you may need to tone down. You have to find the right amount of this assertive energy, because it can be a bit intimidating, but it might not be intimidating to the right person, But with the Four of Wands, this indicates like marriage, celebration, coming together, and which is a really good thing. And it ties in beautifully with the Unity card, So in order to kind of change, attract this sort of energy, there needs to be some sort of transformation within, be more assertive, be more, don't allow past crisis to kind of keep you tied down, because the phoenix rises from the ashes. The phoenix doesn't let anything keep it down. Whatever doesn't serve it, it burns away and frees itself. So in some way, there may be something that you need to free yourself from in order to come into union with the person that you're wanting to attract. I know this is a lot to say, this is a lot to do, but this may be food for thought for you, But there may be, you are coming into a reunion with somebody, like if you're reuniting with somebody, let me see if I could get some messages, because the longing card was at the bottom of the deck. This could be something that you've been longing for and you haven't experienced. But if you are someone who is coming into a reunion, reuniting with somebody, let's see what that person wants to say. We got one card. What does that person want to say? The one that wants to reunite. This may not be the best deck. But let's see. If this is a person reuniting, wanting to reunite, values, we have too many differences. Chemistry. I never felt a passion this intense. What came to my mind is that what you and this other person have, it's different than anything they may have experienced in the past. That just popped in my mind, And we think about values, and we just take the statement out. This person may value you, but they also can be very attracted to you. But there could be certain things that can be an interference in your relationship. So yeah, chaser, I don't want to chase anymore. So someone is sick of running after somebody, always being on someone's ass, and maybe it could also be they're sick of running too, sick of running after you or you running, or vice versa. Take it as it resonates. Guilty. I feel pain from the damage I've caused. If this person caused some sort of I want to say transformation because my eye went to the phoenix. They want to transform a situation. They want to change whatever. They want to make something right. They want to move on from the past and leave whatever drama. It's like they want a brand new beginning. They want to cut out any of the stuff that interfered with your relationship out of the equation. But if they've done something, this person possibly wants to come forward with an apology, and the bottom is responsibilities. I have to take care of my financial and emotional needs. So someone may be having issues with their finances and is focusing solely on, it could be family, right? It could be financial, it could even have to do with self-worth. So if this is you, if this is the person, however it is, someone may also need to change the way they see themselves, change the way they value themselves. It's your time. Another thing too that came to my mind is also a union within yourself. It could be a union within yourself if it's not with anybody else, if you're not interested in love. That popped into my mind. That makes me think about integration, you know, and integration is necessary. It's what brings us balance with ourselves. It allows us to see ourselves for who we are, but appreciate those aspects regardless of how beautiful or ugly they are, you know? And when you accept that part of yourself, the parts of yourself that you probably were ashamed of, it reminds me of the Shaman Dreams Oracle card Root Girl, the disowned self. So if there's parts of yourself that you have disowned, this is a time for you to reintegrate, to forgive yourself, whatever guilt you have from those aspects of yourself, from actions that those aspects of yourself has done. You may possibly need to forgive and accept that that is a part of you. We are all capable of causing harm. We are all capable. And it could be at different levels or magnitudes. You know, we could hurt people's feelings or we could actually physically hurt somebody, you know, but it depends. Not everybody is a monster, you know, but it could be that you come in union with yourself. That's another message that I'm getting through. Because it made me think of the colors, remind me of the Shaman Dreams Oracle Root Girl. And this is about burning those stigmas you may have about those parts of yourself. Because sometimes we always want to think that we're the best. Like we don't have any bad in us. We have no shadow self, but that's not true. You know, we have both aspects. And that's something that we have to accept within ourselves. Because when we accept those parts of ourselves, that's when we truly love ourselves. And that's when we're truly in union. And then when you're in union with yourself, meaning you accept yourself fully for all the mistakes, errors, pain, whatever you've caused, it doesn't mean that you get to get away with it. It's just a matter of not feeling ashamed or feeling guilt about those things. When you're able to release that and free yourself, because I did mention like the phoenix, he burns away anything that doesn't serve, you know, because if there's like something that's kind of tying you down, you see how hot the phoenix looks? It's like whatever chains, ropes, anything, it's just going to be melting off. It's going to be burning off and it's going to be freeing, you know? So once you're able to free yourself from guilt and shame, then you'll be able to find more balance within yourself. And when you find that balance within yourself, then you start to see things change in your life for the better. You know, even the way you feel about yourself changes. And with you doing that, that's what's going to allow you to attract somebody, you know, when you start to feel good about yourself. But with, that was just a side message. I had to share that. Okay, so let me see what else I get for numerology. Wow, I just took this deck out of the box and look, a new romantic cycle begins. That's new moon in Libra. The new moon in Libra is an Aries season. So it's most likely going to be in April. And most likely will be in March or April, depending on how the moon phases are for 2026. But Aries season. Wait, no. New moon in Libra, sorry. I'm so sorry. That was so wrong. I thought full moon. The full moon in Libra is going to be an Aries season. But the new moon passed already, but the next one is going to be maybe September, October, because that's Libra season. I'm so sorry. I got that wrong. But since I did get that wrong, that may be March, April may be significant, you know? March and April are the third and fourth month of the year. So we have the number 34. That's interesting. I just saw that right now. Like, why did I say that? Why did I say Aries? There'll be an Aries full moon in Libra season. Okay, what message does the collective need to know? What advice do they need to know for the next 72 hours? Okay, one card came out. Surrender to the divine. That's full moon energy. And I just talked about the full moon in Aries. It's interesting. The full moon is about releasing, but so is the phoenix. The phoenix is about releasing, you know, burning off, moving away from, ascending, rising above. What does it serve you? leaving behind what doesn't serve you. So your dreams need a practical plan, and you are good enough. That's full moon in Virgo and full moon in Taurus. We had the full moon in Taurus November 5th. Full moon in Virgo, that will be in Pisces season, most likely February and March. Surrender to divine, your dreams and the practical plan. You need. So when it says your dreams and a practical plan, it's about you taking stock of what you've already done, seeing what works and what doesn't work. No longer doing what doesn't work. Stop repeating the same shit. Stop doing the same shit all, if it's like Einstein says, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result. So if there's something that you're trying to, like a wish come true, a wish that you would love to come true, look at what you've already done to kind of start the course of that wish coming to fruition. But look at what changes you need to make, because you may be seeing certain signs or synchronicities that are telling you what you need to do. But just look at what you've done so far towards a particular plan. And it could even be with love, like what have you done so far? What steps have you taken? Do those steps, have they worked out in your favor? Or are there something that you need to like scratch, like start from a blank slate, and then reassess what you've done and only take the lessons that you've learned from that have brought some sort of result. And with the Wheel of Fortune, it's about change. Yeah. You need to change whatever steps you're taking. Be more practical. And also, you need to get clear on the fact that you are worthy. Some of you may be have this cloud over your head where you may feel like you're not worthy of something, but you are good enough. Don't ever think that you aren't. Even like I mentioned, like those parts of ourselves where we've done the most fucked up things, those are, if you repeat the same thing over again, you keep hurting people, you keep basically like having guilt and shame over things, then that's something that you need to stop. You need to stop feeling that way, but you also need to stop doing those things. Easier said than done. I know from personal experience, so I'm not judging at all because I understand completely. But know that you are good enough, those are, everything that we've gone through in our lives, they're part of our story, and it's what makes us who we are. And I saw this quote that says, in order to love the version you are right now, to love who you are right now, you have to love all the versions that you were before you became this version. I probably didn't say it as lovely as that quote did, but that was the gist, So I'm going to end the reading there. I hope this was helpful to you somehow, in some way. If it was, please like, share, and subscribe to Artemis Oracle. My name is Tan, and I'm wishing you a great 72 hours ahead. Bye.